How's it going, people? For today's video, we're going to take a look at some rumors that were leaked in yesterday's update that are related to a possible new game mode coming to save the world. Before we take a look at it though, I did want to remind everybody that the Eternal Ned Save the World Starter Pack is scheduled to be released tonight after reset, which I believe is 8 p.m. Eastern now because time moved forward yesterday. So I believe reset is going to be at 8 tonight. And that's when the Ned Save the World Starter Pack is supposed to become available. And I think we'll try to upload a video showcasing the Save the World Starter Pack tomorrow. Anyways, when it comes to the new possible game mode coming to save the world, a couple things I should point out before we get into it. Epic hasn't confirmed any of this, so it's not guaranteed that we are going to get a new mode. And the second thing I should point out is that this isn't the first time that there's been rumors of Challenge the Horde returning. I believe last year in June, they also messed around with some Challenge the Horde files, and we never got Challenge the Horde after that. So just wanted to clarify that these are rumors and none of it's been confirmed. And I'll leave a link to where I found these leaks in the description if you want to go check them out. According to this tweet, a folder named Save the World Horde was found in an early build of version 24.0, and inside of it were new files labeled Horde Mode V3. According to this other tweet, it could be a new mode altogether. Apparently, V1 is Challenge the Horde, V2 is Hit the Road, and V3, which is the new Horde mode they're working on. So I don't think it's going to be exactly like Challenge the Horde. Obviously, Hit the Road is still in the game. It's not going to be like Hit the Road either. Looks like this could be like a new game mode entirely. It was in the Save the World Horde plugin, and it's called Horde Mode V3. So it could potentially be a new game mode altogether. I'm not going to bother explaining Hit the Road because we see that every year. But to sum things up, you escort a vehicle to like 4 different locations, and then you defend it at the end. So ride the lightning with extra steps. I am going to go ahead and briefly explain Challenge the Horde, since we haven't had that in a few years. I believe the last time we had it was in 2018. So while I'm explaining this, I'm actually going to show some old gameplay so you all can see what it looks like. Challenge the Horde is basically a game mode where 4 people have a pre-built base. And basically for each wave, you would have to go to one of the person's bases and defend it. After that wave is over, you would move on to the next person's base, and you would do that for each wave until it's over. And for the first Challenge the Horde, it lasted for 10 waves. I believe the second Challenge the Horde was 8 waves. I believe the 8th wave lasted around 25 minutes. During the defenses, you would be able to build around each other's bases as well as add traps. And there were 2 types of waves. There's a defense wave where you have to defend your fort for a certain amount of time, and there's also a kill wave where you have to get a certain amount of kills. There were modifiers in the previous Challenge the Horde events. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a list of those modifiers for those who wanted to see them. You'll notice a lot of these modifiers look familiar because we still have them in the game today. There were some waves where you would see an increased amount of a certain type of enemy. So sometimes you'll see an increased number of smashers, other times it'll be takers. Sometimes it could even be lobbers or exploders and flingers. I'm not sure if this is going to be included in the new version, but in the older version of Challenge the Horde, we also had a skill tree, and that skill tree came with 4 different tiers. Each tier gave you a certain type of resource. So tier 1 would give you stonewood materials and resources. Tier 2 would give you Plankerton resources. Tier 3 would give you Canny Valley resources, and tier 4 would give you Twine Peaks materials and resources. And there was 2 layers to this skill tree. The ones at the top would give you more resources to build your pre-built base, and the skills on the bottom layer would give you more resources after each wave, because every time you complete a wave, you'll get a certain amount of resources. Now, when it comes to pre-building your fort, we had to go to this area called Build the Fort, and this is what it used to look like. There were also challenges that would increase the difficulty. So challenge 1 would be the easiest one, challenge 4 would be the hardest one. In the older versions of Challenge the Horde, you would have to complete challenge 4 before you could move on to the next difficulty. So yeah, that's basically how Challenge the Horde used to work. Obviously a lot has changed since the last time we had Challenge the Horde. As of right now, we don't know of any changes they plan on implementing in this V3 version. And again, it may not be Challenge the Horde at all. It may be a new type of Horde mode, but I remember they did change the amount of waves we got the second time it came out. I believe they also changed the biome. I remember the first one had like grass, and the second one was more of like a desert area. So we could get a new biome in V3. So yeah, apparently this new mode is supposed to be different from Challenge the Horde and Hit the Road. But yeah, just wanted to explain that for those who never played it. Anyways, let me know what kind of modes you would like to see added to Save the World. And let me know what you think this Horde mode V3 is. Like I said earlier, the Ned starter pack is scheduled to be released tonight, so I'll try to upload a video showcasing that tomorrow. But yeah, that sums up everything we're gonna go over for this one. Before I go, I did want to give a big shout out to everybody who uses creator code A1. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.